Play & Trade Guitars is giving away this Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul to one of you. How to enter? Subscribe to Play & Trade Guitars on YouTube, and we'll give it away when we hit 50,000 subscribers.
Hey, welcome back to Play & Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play & Trade Guitars, where of course we play it and trade it. We're continuing our look at the best-selling guitars from Fender today, looking at the American Ultra Stratocaster, this one in beautiful cobalt blue. Wait till you see it. If you're in the market for a Fender or any guitar, use our purchase link in the description. You support our channel directly when you use our purchase link to buy a brand new guitar. We partner with Zounds to do that. Also, make sure you hit our Gleam entry link. We're giving away that Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul when we hit 50,000 subscribers. But today we're talking about the American Ultra. We're gonna keep bringing you looks at the best-selling guitars from Fender across this series. So drop a comment as we go. We're gonna put it on the bench and talk full specs, and then of course we're gonna plug it in and play it. So let's get to work. Zach, let's flip these latches and check out the American Ultra Stratocaster. But check this out, cobalt blue metallic finish on this Ultra Strat, super cool. I love the aged color on the pickguard. Have a set of noiseless pickups, so some people love those, some people don't. Let's see how they sound when we get to our performance demo. Taking it out of the case, beautiful guitar. So American Professional is at $16.99. Now we're stepping up to American Ultra. So one of the questions of this video, right? Is it worth the extra $500 or so to go from the American Professional 2 up to the Ultra? This is kind of like the souped up performance version. Got the 50s style headstock, but on the back you have a nicely upgraded set of Fender locking tuners. Still a satin feel on this neck. This neck is actually gonna have nice rolled edges. It looks like some jumbo frets, and then one thing you'll get, definitely a performance spec, is a compound radius going from 10 inches up to 14 inches, making it super flat, super fast to play in the upper register. And that's easier to get to too because you have this contoured heel, which is a nice touch. It's even thinner than the American Professional 2 contoured heel, making it all that much easier to get up there. Nice visual specs, everything is looking good. Why don't we head over to the bench, take it apart, and then we'll plug it in and play it. Let's do it. All right, here we are at the bench with the American Ultra. Remember, if you're in the market for a new Fender, use our purchase link in the description. Starting up at the top of the headstock, we got a 50s style smaller Strat headstock. This nicely embossed gold Fender Stratocaster logo here. Locking tuners, really nicely upgraded closed set of locking tuners. Satin feel on this D-shaped neck. I always love the feel of satin, it makes it super playable. The contoured heel is a standout. It's contoured on the American Professional 2, but on the American Ultra, it's actually even thinner. It actually tapers in, making it that much more accessible. So this is actually a thinner piece of wood right here that tapers in. But flipping it over, we have a modern saddle that compares to the more vintage style saddles that you'll find on the American Professional 2. But in the case of the Ultra, we have the 2-point modern with the block saddles, which is nice. This pop-in trem arm. Kind of a funny thing, they've put these kind of these rubber gasket feeling things on the volume, tone, and tone. Gives it kind of a sticky feel. You may or may not like that. An S1 switch is gonna add the neck pickup into bridge, kind of like Gilmore wiring, and it also is gonna have an all-on position in 2, where you'll have all 3 pickups on at the same time. 3-ply pickguard looks sharp, maple fretboard, 22 frets, looks like medium jumbo frets, and then this is actually cool. You get these black dot markers, but if you look close, it's kind of like a cloudy black kind of pearloid look on those dot inlays, which is pretty sweet. You can really see it up here. You'll notice the top screws are actually shorter because in this case it's so tapered that they have to use a shorter screw to go through that smaller block of wood. Flip this around, let the neck pop out. See here, it's marked neck Ultra Strat. Remember that the top point about the neck on the Ultra is that it's got a compound radius. So if you were looking down the radius of the neck, it's actually a larger radius up top, making the fretboard flatter as you're trying to play in the upper register. Down the neck pocket, a few more production stamps. It looks like another March 2022 production date, and the body itself is alder. With the neck off, we'll get some measurements. 1.69 on the nut, 0.81 at the first, up to 0.86 at the 12th. Body thickness, 1.83 inches, 8.5 pounds. So it's actually not that much heavier than our Professional 2 that we demoed. Pretty good weight for a Strat, maybe a little on the heavy side. Let's take a look under the hood. Instead of the newest generation Fender noiseless pickups, wow, look at that. Circuit board action going on the back of these super tall pot for the S1 switch. Checking out the alder body here, you can see also it is routed humbucker for potential in bridge and neck, which is nice if you want to do that mod. So one thing I'll tell you is that the pickguard assembly is heavy. There's a lot of weight going on just right here between, I don't know if it's these noiseless pickups or all these components, but it feels pretty heavy, the assembly itself, which is interesting. Noiseless pickups read in 8.9 in bridge, 7.5 middle, 7.6 neck. I'd be curious to know how these neck pockets hold up over time, because you know a lot of Fenders over the years developed those kind of hairline neck pocket cracks. But with this thinner piece of wood, after years of use and abuse, I would just be interested to see how this thinner piece holds up, or if you find a lot of these that end up getting, you know, cracks all the way through. Getting an initial impression. Snappy piece of maple. I like this D-shaped maple neck. Feels really nice. The trev arm is a little strange, to tell you the truth. It doesn't have quite the same grab, but a nice action. The trem action is actually really beautiful. Get a look at the trem cavity here. I like the pop and the resonance from this particular maple neck, and the D-shape feels nice. I think really, you know, in my mind, as I compare these to all the different Fender models, I'm thinking about comparing it obviously to our American Professional too. And now I think, you know, the jury is out on these noiseless pickups. So why don't we head over and plug it in? I can't wait to demo this guitar. We'll do some DI cleans. We'll do a few riff examples and all the pickup settings, including that S1 switch. And then we'll just fire it up and let it sing behind a track. Remember, if you're in the market, use our purchase link to buy this guitar, and let's make it sing. right, so we're checking out the Ultra. I'll tell you, I was a little skeptical. At this price point, it's like, okay, I get it, high performance, extra engineering. Is it gonna be worth it? And I can tell you now, after having a whole room full of Fenders sitting around, I am really, really impressed with the Ultra. And I'll give you my top reasons why. In no particular order. Number one, the tuning stability between this particular trem and these locking tuners is fantastic. I feel like I'm not having to worry about the guitar going in and out of tune. It's super stable. But then the experience of this neck. So let's talk about this compound radius. This is not a gimmick. So I really can feel, if I'm trying to fly fast up here, it almost reminds me of like an old like Ibanez Wizard neck or something. Just like that really flat and fast playing experience in the upper register with that 14-inch radius, which I mean, that's a flat neck. But then down here, it feels more traditional. You got the D-shaped neck with the satin. And I just think the neck is like perfect. It's just like a knockout, perfect neck. The particular piece of maple they use has a really nice snap. It sounds really good clean. It sounds really good when you drive it hard. So that's really impressive. But I'll give you a few more reasons. Didn't know what I'd think about the noiseless pickups. I'll tell you, the noiseless pickups, tons of great voice coming out of these. So it's voiced to be vintage with kind of like an extra high end, a little bit to make it a little more modern. But I had a fantastic experience just sonically with these noiseless pickups. That extra S1 switch gives you really nice options for that kind of Gilmore thing, or all the pickups on at the same time. And yeah, you know, wrapping it up, I think if you're gonna call it the American Ultra and you wanna purvey that you're giving top of the line engineering and modern contemporary feel to a guitar, if you're into a Strat, this is really like a souped up performance Strat that I am super, super impressed by. So I will definitely give my seal and nod of approval to the American Ultra. Drop a comment, I'd love to hear what you think about the American Ultra series. Do you have one? Are you in the market? If you're looking to buy one, or if you wanna buy another one, use our purchase link, because that really does support our channel. So thank you to all of you who have already bought guitars. And keep watching for our demos. You can compare this to the American Professional 2. You can compare it to the Player, whatever you want to, but we want to bring you all these demos so that you're informed, you can make the right decision. Ask us questions, drop a comment, and then shop on Zounds. Use our purchase link in the description to buy when you're ready. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.